Now I'm going to put that system I just built on this HP Envy 5530. There you go. I'm not going to install the color cartridge. I'm just going to install the black. I've got the color cartridge. If you just put the color cartridge in, it'll make a composite black. So you really don't need the black cartridge. But in this case here, I want to use black, so I'm not going to put the color in. I just built this 61 black, which I'm going to put in. I'm going to show you how it runs. So I got the bottle right next to it, and I used a piece of Velcro to hold the bottle. I'm going to make sure the air plug is open on the bottle. I'm going to take this out and then install it. But I'm going to have to do hose travel. So once I get it over, I'm going to unplug it so I can go and move the hose and see how it runs. And I just put it in. Now I ran across a problem. The elbow hits the top on this particular HP design. You see the way that is? So what I'm going to do is right there, if I can bring it up close, there's a little circle. I'm going to drill a hole. I'm going to make that hole bigger, so when I close it, it's not going to jam up on my elbow. This is why it's a do-it-yourself. You have to figure stuff out like this. If you can't, don't buy the kit. So I can probably squeeze, take it off and do it, or I can do it right in the printer. Whatever you feel comfortable doing. If you notice, you can get on the side and take this little hinge off, or you can do it right here. But I noticed that where that little circle is. Now this is the Envy. Now it's the same thing with the Office Jet 4630, 4632. They use the same type of clamp. Some of the other ones they don't. So like I said, you wouldn't be able to run it like this. It would hit. So let's modify this a little bit, just a little, so that'll close down. Now this Envy 5530, I've decided I could do it right from here, but I'm going to put a little screwdriver right in here. I'm going to carefully pry that open, take it off, and then I can do it outside the printer. Might be a little bit easier. But that's up to you. You have to make that decision. I spread it. There you go. I've got it coming off now. Got to work it around there and take it off. Then I'll be able to drill it. Take your time. It's just hung up here a little bit on that corner. So I got to work on it. There. It's off. And like I said, you see where that letter B is? There's a little circle. I found out that's the best place to drill. And I'm going to drill it almost the size of that circle. And now I made it a little oblong here, so I'm going to put it back in. So when it closes, that might help from hitting that elbow in the cartridge. Now I could have went a little bit more, but I think that's going to be enough. If you don't think you're capable of doing something like this, don't even buy the product. Just go buy your cartridges, because you have to have some ability to figure this stuff out. Now I always put the left side on first, but I found out the left side pin is a little bit longer than the right side, so then I can spread it and snap it back on. If you do it the other way, you have to spread it too much. Now remember, we're not giving any tech support on this product. What you see in the video and then what you can figure out by yourself is all the help you're going to get. Okay, snapped it back on. I'll be able to put the cartridge back in and see if it hits the elbow. There you go. Now, it went right down. See that? See? Look at that. See? That's what you want. Now you will take your time and route the hose. Maybe you'll route it like that, so it goes back and forth. This is where you have to figure it out yourself. That's why I said there's limited tech support, because we don't own every printer. So you definitely need to, when you buy this do-it-yourself kit, figure it out. And in the kit you get these little hose clips. I'm going to peel and stick one right here on this particular model, right in line with the support, right down here, so I can close the lid. Now, sometimes this is a lid switch. That top lid doesn't come down, printer doesn't work. I'll put a piece of Scotch tape over that. you know, if I can't go down all the way, because I definitely don't want to crimp this hose. So keep an eye on that. That's something you want to keep an eye on. But I found on this Envy 5530, I can set it up just like this, and then I can get hose travel. Now I'm doing hose travel. Perfect. That's what I want. And even if I close the top, it leaves enough gap for the hose to be wiggled back and forth. So that's good. That's all I have to do. Now I don't have the color cartridge yet. Now a lot of times you'll have it in, and then I want to make sure that I open up that vent. And if you see your ink drop back, you don't have the cartridge sealed correctly. Now over time the ink will eventually come back a little bit. Then you can go in and reprime it back up. But normally if you're running it in better or best quality, you very rarely have to do that. But remember, if you see ink drop all the way back to that bottle, you don't have the top sealed. Now I'm going to put a piece of tape on here just so I can show you with the lid open. Now let's see what kind of error code we get on this Envy, because I left the color cartridge out. Okay, now I just put a piece of tape here. Now I'm going to stick the bottle to the side. This is critical. You cannot lift that bottle higher. Like if you had the bottle up here on top of the printer or on top of a shelf, all that ink is going to flow right on down into the printer. It's got to be right next to the printer. That's very critical. If you lift it up, you're going to flood out that cartridge and it's not going to print. When it gets flooded, it'll print blank white pages because you're flooded. It won't fire. This is a thermal print head, so it heats up, boils ink, and fires. But if you go too high, you just flood it. Okay, now I've got the other outside bracket on. Now you see what I've done with the hose? That's called the double loop. That is really important because that helps control the amount of pressure. Like you couldn't use an old-fashioned backflow damper. You don't need to. All you need to do is something just like that. Now these clips, they can come in black, or they can come in any color. So all the parts in your pieces you're seeing here, they vary. They might be different colors. Okay, now I'm going to plug it in. Let's turn it on. Okay, turned it on. I'm sure to get a warning because I unplugged it. Now I can watch it go back and forth. Yeah, it told me improper shutdown. See how nice and smooth that's going back and forth? You're going to adjust it, do what you have to do. Okay, now it says used or counterfeit cartridge. Just press continue. Now remember, I only have the black cartridge in. We're going into the single cartridge mode. Now you can have your color cartridges in there. I just wanted to show you don't need two cartridges with these printers. Load paper, okay. Print head alignment. It's going to do its alignment. So you can make this an all black printer. You can print labels, you can print all you want. That's going to run an alignment page. Now the cartridge I used to build this system was not brand new. It was an old cartridge, dried out. But I'm going to see if I can bring it back to life here in a minute. It says, okay, put the alignment page in and run it again. Now, when you're only using one cartridge, it always defaults to low quality. So you want to make sure you go in there in your computer and change it to print high quality only. Just cleaning the print head now. Now, this is an old cartridge. I've had it sitting around for months. But I found out if you clean them and use our print head cleaner, you can bring them back. There you go. Look at this, one cleaning. Perfect. Now you can run all the black copies you want. And if the cartridge fails, buy another one, put the same fittings in it. Now it's printing out this test pattern here. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Look how solid black that is. And like I said, that's an old cartridge. We probably got a couple thousand prints on that cartridge. And this was for the Envy 5530. I'm sure all the Envys, the 4500 and all the rest, are going to work exactly the same. Now, if you want color, obviously, you can put the color in there. Now, we do offer this, and then with it, on our deluxe kit, we give you a way to refill the color. The color doesn't seem to be used as much as black, so we thought this would be awesome to get this little kit and build out your cartridge. Another great product from inkproducts.com.
you.